Hello everyone, welcome to the EBM Scholars. Today I'm going to be answering a lot of questions. So if you have any question, I'm live now, go ahead and put your question on the comment below and I'm going to answer your question. I've been receiving a lot of questions recently. Why? It's because the green card lottery results are about to be out, and to be exact, the DV lottery results are going to be out on Saturday, May 8 at noon Eastern Standard Time. There's that to be out. One of the question people are wondering, there are so many questions, by the way, but one of the key question people have been asking is about the passport. Maybe they lost the passport, or the passport has expired. What should you do if your passport, maybe you lost the passport or the passport has expired? Which passport will you use when you check the results and you have won to fill the form DS260? Are you going to use the passport which has expired? Or let's say the people in Uganda, in East Africa, they have changed the passport. Let's say the time you changed you applied, the passport are going to expire. They expired this year. Most of the passport, then the new passport came up. So which passport are you going to put over there? So what you need to do is like this way. When, let's say you have lost the passport, number one is in the DS260, in the immigrant visa form, you must use the passport which is still valid. So if you lost the passport, obviously, if you don't have the new one, you can put the passport, the number which is the lost one, but later you will have to ask the KCC to unlock. But basically, you have to use the passport which is valid. When they request the document from KCC, Kentucky Consular Center, when they request for the documents, you have to use the newer passport. You send that one, but you also send that I lost the passport, and this is the police information that I lost my passport number. It was this one, which I used it to apply for the DV lottery. And in the same way, when you go to the visa interview, you go to the visa interview with the new passport, but also the proof of the information that which passport did you use to apply for the DV lottery. Whether that passport has expired, you show that passport has expired, you have the newer one. If the passport was lost, come with the information that you have lost the passport from the police information and all the information, and this is the new passport which I'm going to use to get the visa. So that is I want to answer that one because I've been receiving over and over that type of question. So I want to make sure that you know for sure what do you need to do in that particular situation. But for those who applied without a passport, remember I made a video 2 or 3 days ago explaining what are the 5 major reasons why one person will be denied the visa. And I explain in detail why those are the things. I explain the first reason B is the passport. People, if applied without a passport, and when you apply without a passport, you apply without a passport, and you are not a refugee. You are not, you are not a stateless person. You are not a person who is coming from a communist-controlled country and you are not able to get the passport. You don't have a letter, a waiver letter from the Secretary of State or the Secretary of the Homeland Security from the United States of America. If you don't have those 3 reasons and you applied without a passport, if you win your process, is a guarantee, a big punch, you'll be denied the visa. Because technically you lied because you must have a passport. If you don't have the passport, you must have those 3 reasons why you needed to apply, why you applied without a passport. But out of that, I want to make sure that if you have lost the passport has expired, those are the key issues you needed to understand for that. And if you are preparing yourself for the DV application for DV 2023, which will be in October is not far away, make sure that you have the passport. Make sure that if your spouse also have the passport, if you are married, meaning you increase the chance you will apply as the main applicant, also your spouse is going to apply as the main applicant too. So if you win, you will come with your spouse. If your spouse wins, is coming with you. So you increase the chances in that particular way. So that was the question I want to start before forgetting anything here. Okay, watching live from Kuwait. This is Kofi Amoa, watching live from Kuwait, EBM Scholars. I have a question to ask, sir. Okay, this is a very good question from Kofi Amoa. I have to read it clearly and go into answer. Watching from Kuwait, EBM Scholars, I have a question to ask, and the question is, after receiving your immigrant visa to America, how can you obtain American passport as well? So let me go by saying American passport. These are American passport. This is for my family, and mine is somewhere here. One of these one. This one is mine. So when do you receive this American passport? People have to understand a few things. Number one, having green card or immigrant visa, that is a permanent resident, meaning you are come to America, you are allowed to live and work. That means if you go outside of the America, you don't need to request for another visa to come to America. While you are here in America, you don't need to have to ask extra work permit to be allowed to work. That one is allowing you to work to any employer. Why we say it allows you to work to any employer? Obviously, with the exception of most of the government jobs, federal government jobs, you must be a U.S. citizen. So there is a difference between a green card holder and a U.S. citizen. And there is a process moving from a green card to become a U.S. citizen. So in a very short answer is, when you get a green card, you are not going to abandon your citizenship yet. Green card is a permanent resident. You are here legally, is a permanent of here. You don't become American citizen right away. You have to wait until 5 years as a green card holder. After 5 years, then if you want to become a U.S. citizen to get American passport, that is the process you need to do. There is extra process. You have to take the American citizenship test, which is a civic test, and civic history, and as well as the English test. You have to take the test. Once you pass, you pay the money, you fill the form, you take the test. If you pass, then you become American citizen. So it's not a slam dunk that by winning green card lottery, you are automatically American citizen, or they are going to give you American passport right away. No, you have to wait 5 years as a green card holder, with the exception of green card holder who gets green card by marriage. If you get green card by marriage, is after 3 years, because green card by marriage, you get the green card, the first green card is 2 years. It's called the conditional green card. If you continue getting, you are still in marriage and other processes, then they are going to give you 10 years from there. But if you win the DV lottery, you get automatically the 10 years green card, 10 years green card, and it's going to expire after every 10 years. You're going to renew. So it's up to you. Do you want to change? I mean, do you want, after 5 years of green card by, let's say green card by employment or green card by lottery, after having the green card after 5 years, if you want to become a U.S. citizen, to get a passport, you take the process of what is called naturalization process. You do the naturalization process, you get the American passport in that particular way. There are differences or benefits of becoming a U.S. citizen versus a U.S. citizen. One among is you can vote as a U.S. citizen. A green card holder, you cannot vote. If you vote as a green card holder and you get caught, you will be deported and they revoke your green card. So be very careful. No matter how much you are excited, no matter how much you like Republican, no matter how much you like Democratic, no matter how much you like Trump, no matter how much you like Biden, or you like whatever candidate you want, don't vote if you are not American citizen. If you get caught, you will be deported. That's a very key thing. Another difference between a green card holder and a person with this type of passport is this one. With this passport, if I travel, let's say to go to Tanzania, to go to Nigeria, to go to Ghana, to go to Kenya, I can go there, I can live 20 years, 50 years without reporting to the US government where I am. I don't have requirement that I have to be in the US every year. But green card holder, if you go to a country out of US, you go there for 6 months in a row, or a year, almost a year, you have to get the permission the form you have to fill, the advanced parole form, or whatever, that will be out of US for longer time. Or you have to come here at least once in a year just to make sure that you comply with the green card requirements. But with this passport, I can go and live any country, how many years I want, as long as I comply with the immigration regulations of that particular country without any problem. So getting this passport is another process. Getting green card, you are just a permanent resident. You are not a US citizen yet. Especially for people from Tanzania, for instance, where the country doesn't have dual citizenship. They question, oh, if I win green card, am I become American? No, you don't become American yet. It is your choice after 5 years to choose. Or if you get a green card, you join the US military, you will get the passport, this passport, within 6 to 8 months. You can get this one. I became a US citizen after joining the US military. I was able to be given my my citizenship. I've already answered this question in one of the video. Marietta Isa. Hello, please, could you tell us the gate of DV 2021? Any hope? Still have 4 months left. What will happen? So what will happen is this way. Up to now, the speed is very, very slow. We have to agree on that. What will happen is this way. According to the Immigration and Nationality Act, it is very, very clear that the DV lottery winners, DV 2021, the last day to interview is September 30th, 2021. That is the last day. That is the end of the fiscal year. In order to have interview beyond that particular date, either of the two things have to happen. One, the Congress has to approve the extension, or the court has to demand or has to make a ruling where the Department of State will be forced, or the government will be forced, to make sure that they interview all the people, no matter how long it takes. The better option, or the thing which will be able to happen, is the court case. So let's wait and hear. But after September 30th, no one will be interviewed according to the law. With this speed, many people will not be able to be interviewed. But I believe, first of all, there is the issue of the winners and also immigrant visas to be interviewed in person. So maybe there will be a change of requirement from in-person interview for the immigrant visas to allow to have online. That means many people can be able to be interviewed. That will be able to help a lot. Okay, there is this question about names. Before I go to read the question, people have different names in the certificate, school certificate versus the birth certificate or passport. So the question comes from Abdurrahman Bao. Hi, EBM. My passport written name is Abdurrahman, but my high school certificate is put Abdurrahman. So there is a different kind of spelling. One, there is Abdurrahman, there is O-U-R in one. Another one is just U-R-A, Abdurrahman. The different alphabet. Is there any problem in immigration? Yes. One letter in the name means is another person. If one person is written in the name as Barack Obama, another person says Barack Obama, those are two different people. Does that make sense? Those are two different people. Barack Obama and Barack Obama are two different names. So your name, Abdurrahman, one with O-U-R, and another one, Abdurrahman, that is a different. So my question will be, what spelling is in your birth certificate? And what spelling are in your passport? Forget about the school first. The first thing will be the passport and the passport and birth certificate. Then from there, you have to correct the proper spelling. How you want your name to be spelled, but that name to be spelled should correspond to the name how is written in your passport. So if that is the difference, you have two options. Number one, which will be a longer process, is to make sure you go to the school and ask them to change it, to put the correct spelling and give the new certificate, which might be a longer process and a complicated process maybe for you. So if that is the case, what you need to do, you do the second one, you just go to a lawyer. A lawyer is writing affidavit. That means this person with Abdurrahman with the O-U-R is the same person with Abdurrahman without O-U-R. Is the same person. So it's just like you are taking an oath to show that these two people, despite of these small differences of spelling, is the same person. That's how even I changed my birth certificate, the one with Boniface with the P-H-A-C-E to Boniface with the F-A-C-E. I had to go to a lawyer, got affidavit, then I had to change in that way. Don't take any risk. Don't take any risk of going to the embassy with any document with lesser or different names. If birth certificate there is even one spelling. So, for instance, there is someone is called Yusuf, Y-U-S-U-F, Yusuf. There is another Yusuf, Y-U-S-U-P-H. You have to make sure that these are two different names. So, if you have been using one in the passport, one in the birth certificate, one in whatever, make sure that those information should be correct. Or you can get the affidavit from the lawyer. But apart from that, there is the issue of the names, either between 2 and 3 names. I can give you an example. My name is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, EBM. In my school, while I was in O-level, there was a mistake. When the national examination in Tanzania, they sent the names for the people to take the national exam, they brought as 2 different people. One was Ernest Makulilo is one person, and Ernest Boniface is another person. Instead of putting Ernest Boniface Makulilo as one person, so there are 2 people. So I had to choose which one should I take the exam. So and there are a few days, so I took Ernest Makulilo. So on my junior high school and my high school national examination, there are 2 names: is Ernest Makulilo, but my full name is Ernest Boniface Makulilo. So, but that is not a problem whether they pass your school certificate has 2 names, but your passport has 3 names. Just like Barack Obama is written Barack Obama, but his full birth certificate is Barack Hussein Obama. Or Billy Clinton, his passport is not Billy Clinton, it's William Jefferson Clinton. Bill is a nickname. So those are the things you need to understand. What are the official documents say? Passport and birth certificate are the first. School certificate, if you have 2 names instead of 3 names, there is no problem. But if there is a incorrect spelling, an error in spelling, make sure that just to be in a safe side, get the affidavit from the lawyer in your own country, and they'll be able to help you with that. Don't take any mistake. Go to the consular officer with an error in your documentation, because you are just putting anything unnecessary for them to start questioning. I've already answered that one. Listen, people, when you send one question, don't repeat it to send the same question over and over. Just send one question, I'll go back and I'll go to answer your question. Yeah, so highway, you have answered Abrahman Abu that you can correct it by in DSC 260 other names you used to write, whatever. Yeah. Yes, in the DSC 260, there is what other name have you used before? So you'll put the name of the other spelling that I used this name in high school or in education certification. Hello, EBM, Diogene G. Hello, EBM, watching you from Rwanda. My question is, my high school diploma is laminated. Will it cause any denial if I win the DV 2022? No, there is no problem. The transcript certificate to be laminated, because that original documentation, they don't take it. They want to see the original documentation. That's all they give you back. There is a question which is also a very frequently asked question recently about the documents from KCC. Before I read the question from Marietta Issa about the documents or the request of the documents or to answer when the interview will be, I want to answer overall the question of documentation. There are so many people up to now haven't received an email to request for the documents. They haven't received that email. So if they haven't received that email, usually they ask you a question. The question many people ask me is, when should I expect the email to send the documentation to KCC? And by documentation, we mean they will request the passport, your passport, birth certificate. They request police clearance. If you have been to prison, that information. If you are married, the marriage certificate. So those are some of the, if you have been in the military, they want the military record. So there are those kind of information they need KCC. So when should I expect the email? I have filled my DSC 260 maybe since June or since October, whatever it is. There is a timeline where they are working on for people to be asking the documentations. That's number one. How do they request? They look for too many factors. Factor number one, people have to fill the DSC 260. So even if your case number is a small case number, let's say 0001, you don't feel, they don't ask the documentation because you don't want to process for the visa. So it is first come, first served, but also they are looking for the case number. For those who have applied, they fill the DSC 260, they are going to do that. But the bigger question is, will I be okay? Will it be possible for me to go ahead and send the documentation to KCC even if the KCC hasn't requested for the documents? I have two answers for that. Number one, don't send. Don't send the documents to KCC until they ask you to send the documents. Why am I saying that? There is a process. Now, there are two categories. This is a category of group of people who KCC has sent request the documents. So they are in this pile. They are waiting. When the documents come, they match. If it's good, then they go for the next step of arranging for the visa. That's the first group. Another group will be, these are the people who will ask later about the documents. So if you send the document, you are not in this group, which the email have gone, they send the email, we are waiting for the documentation. If you send, you'll be in the pile. Their job is not to go to get your documents and to go to all the documentation to start finding you and match the documents. That is not their job because they haven't requested from you. That is number one. So don't send. When your time comes, the KCC will send the documents. They will ask you to send the documents. So even if you send the documents, the other question is, will it be any problem if I send the documents even if they don't ask? There is no problem. You can send the documents even without asking. But will that speed up your process? No, because they will send the documents to be pending until your time comes. And your time comes, they can ask the documents again because this is the time we want your documents. So when you send the document without being asked, there is no penalty. There is no any punishment. But it doesn't any speed up anything on your side. So don't calculate that, oh, I've already sent my documents since October. Did they ask you? They count, they have received your documents. Once they send you the email that they request for the documents, that is the time they start counting that we are sending for the documents. But if you send the documents on your own, don't count why I've sent the documents since this time you haven't done anything, because you are in another pile, which is not important. Once they receive the documents, then depending on your case number, you'll be ready in the pipeline to be scheduled for the interview. So that I want to know that you want to understand the process. Now let's go to the question from Mariette Issa. My case number is 2021 AS 11,000. Document sent to to KCC on October 2020 is per request of KCC. So for this particular case, KCC requested the documents. Mariette didn't just send the documents on her own or on his own just because I want to send the document. They requested since October. But till now, no confirmation email. When do you expect my interview? I'm from Lebanon. Our embassy has already started doing interview for the DV lottery winners. So, because KCC has already requested since October, that's good. But remember, the AS 11,000, that case number became on the visa bulletin, go to the visa bulletin. That was in the month of when? It was in the month of almost March, April. That is when your case number became available on the, became current on the DSC, on the visa bulletin. So despite you are asking the documents since October, but even if your interview, if it was a normal year without the suspension of the green card lottery or immigrant visa last year, that means your interview with that number could be in April or in May. But because they've requested that one and they have the documents, so your interview might be maybe in June or July. So when do you expect the second notification letter, which will be able to ask you or to give the information, the interview date? It will be probably, you'll receive in the middle of May. In the middle of the May, they can send the email, or your interview now will be in July, this or whatever, or it will be end of June. So because there is 4 to 6 weeks window from the day they send you the email when it will be your interview. So expect the interview to be in end of June or mid of July. That is when you will be able to be interviewed basing on the current trend of the interview. Sorry, there are some of the questions I'm a little bit going a little bit longer because I want people to understand. Yeah. Mariette, another question, sir. KCC down to send, no, not to send our cases to the embassy. Question is, can our embassy request KCC from KCC? No. Embassy doesn't request it, send us the case. No. KCC is sending the interview. The same letter is sent to you. The same letter is sent to the embassy that expected the interview on, this person will come to the interview to the embassy on this day, based on the case number. Wilson, can you please help me apply for the green card lottery? Wilson, the application for the green card lottery hasn't started yet. The application for the green card it will be in October. When the time comes, I will show you how properly you can be able to go through and apply for the DV lottery. Abrahman, when you send the question, please don't send another question over and over. We'll be able to go and read your question. Send the question just once. Thank you so much, Lucy Madanire from Zimbabwe, watching from Zimbabwe. Mariette say, sir, I'm a plaintiff in litigation. Do you see I have a chance to be interviewed in our embassy is working in the lottery visa? It depends. Being a plaintiff doesn't mean anything. What if you lose the case? They are going to lose the case. First of all, you have to win the case. The court has to demand, because once they make the decision, usually it benefits all the winners. But if the court says interview all the people in the litigation, that is a different story. So it depends. First of all, you have to win the case, and then the people in the in the litigation will be given the priority. But everybody, as the winner, will be given a chance to be interviewed. What time can I check the results from Ghana? In Ghana, I think it will be 5 p.m. It will be 5 p.m. if not mistaken. Please, Kofi Amoa say, please subscribe to EBM Scholars channel if you are new. Like and comment. EBM Scholars is destinies. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, EBM, for educating us. From Gabriel Leby. I've already answered that one, baby. And I think in my country, by the time the V2022 application, I wasn't able to have passport due to coronavirus pandemic, so I applied without a passport. What this kind of cases? As I said, go and watch my video. I explain why you'll be denied the visa. Number one is passport. They don't care about the pandemic. The reason you apply without a passport is if you are a stateless person, or if you're coming from a communist country and Ghana is not a communist country, or if you are coming, you get a waiver letter from the Secretary of State or Secretary for Homeland Security. Those are the reasons. If the consul decides to give you the visa, because you apply without a passport, that will be his or her own favor. But basically, you don't qualify because you applied by lying that you ask the waiver as you are stateless, or the waiver that you are coming from a communist country. There is a question again about the passport. And this question comes from Shafi Ado. Hello, EBM. To us who applied with the V lottery with the temporary passport have been doubting to be denied the visa. I saw many people saying that emergency passport cannot be used to apply the green card lottery. Those people were saying they do not know even what is temporary passport. The difference between the temporary passport and this passport is one. This passport expires after 10 years. Temporary passport can expire maybe after 6 months. That is the difference, but there is no any other difference. Number one bigger difference is just the time of expiring. The normal passport book expires after 10 years. The other temporary passport expires maybe 6 months, or is a 3 month or 1 year. So there is no bigger difference on that. That's number one. Number two, the difference between this passport and the temporary passport is that the temporary passport you cannot use to travel very, very far out of the region. For instance, you cannot fly from Kenya, from Nairobi, Jomo Kenyatta Airport to US with the temporary passport, because they have to put the visa, and the visa has to be put in the passport book like this way. That is the other difference. Most of the temporary emergency passport, you travel within the region. If you are from Kenya, you can travel to Tanzania, you can travel to Rwanda, you can travel to Uganda, you can travel to South Sudan in East Africa. If you're in West Africa, you can travel from Cameroon to Ghana, Gabon, whatever. You can travel within the region. That is allowed. So that is number one. Let me give you an example. This is the passport I used to apply. But assume my passport is going to expire, let's say, the deadline of applying for the developer maybe is November 10th. My passport expires maybe in January. What is the difference with this passport, which is expiring maybe 2-3 weeks after the application, versus the temporary passport, which is going to expire, let's say, after 3 months? Is the same thing. When the passport has expired after winning, you have to get the new passport. So whether you have the passport book, whether you have a temporary passport, is the same passport. Temporary, that means is for a short time, just for a month, just for 6 months, just for 1 year. This one, the passport book, is for 10 years. That is the difference. And it doesn't mean that the passport number, which is written there, is official passport number. And you are not the first one to apply with a temporary passport and maybe to win the DV lottery with a temporary passport. I know people who have applied with a temporary passport and they have won the temporary passport and they have come to the US. Obviously, they have to get the new passport, the passport book, in order to come here. So you have to make sure that when you apply the DV lottery, whether it's a passport, as long as on that day you apply is not expired, they don't care. At the embassy, when you go to the interview, they will ask you, which passport did you use to apply? You show the temporary passport, but this I'm having this one. If your passport has expired, you use which passport you used to apply. This is the passport I used to apply has expired. This is a brand new passport. KCC, when they request the document, this is the passport I used to apply. This is the brand new passport. There is no problem. There is no difference in the V lottery that when you apply, oh, they will deny you because you use temporary passport. No, it is a passport, official document from your country, given by the immigration authority of your country. So that is passport working just like any other passport. So don't worry. Okay, let's go to another question. Okay, let me go to another question. Mahabi, hello, thanks a lot for the good work you do. you do for us. Here is my question. Since I graduated, I've been self-employed, doing my own business, how I present my work experience documents. What type of business do you do? Is the business you are doing registered? If it's registered, you show the documentation. You pay tax, show the documentation. You have the proof, the picture, video, whatever it is, show the document you prove that way. For instance, myself, let's say I'm saying I'm doing YouTube as self-employment, as work experience. I'm not employed by someone. I will show the evidence that I can write a letter. I'm Ernest Boniface Makulilo, the founder and the CEO of the EBM Scholars YouTube channel. YouTube channel is started on this day. I make this number of videos per day. I do editing. I do this. I do this. I have this number of followers or subscribers. I have this number of views. You show the evidence. You can create the evidence on your own. So show a proof that you own that business. Mark of Facebook has a proof that he owns Facebook, has a proof he owns Instagram, has a proof he owns WhatsApp. Bill Gates has a proof he owns whatever those his company, whatever the Gates company and which they are doing. So work experience doesn't mean self-employed, meaning you own something. Show to me that you own something. If you say I have a car, yes, you own a car. I'm giving an example. Show to me you own the car. Show to me that you own that kiosk you have. That is the question. You can have the proof on your own. I've already answered that one. Please, if you ask a question, don't send again the question because I'm clicking the same question. Muhammad, your question is, can you add visa application someone who is dependent on you and can't take care of himself? I don't understand the question. Dependent, listen very careful. Dependent means your child, biological, adopted by legal documentation, or a stepchild, and your spouse, full stop. Your uncle, your mother, your grandfather, whatever it is not dependent because it's depending you on food or taking care. That doesn't count. Dependent in the family context is a biological child, stepchildren, and adopted children by court orders or court documentation, and your spouse, full stop. Out of that, they don't care whether the person is dying or whatever. It's either you choose to come or you stay there. They don't care. Ofori Anthony, hello EBM. I had a new baby. I updated my DSC-260 and I've filled the DSC-260 for the baby, but his passport is not ready yet. It will be ready in 2 weeks. What do I do since it might delay in my case? Your case number is 44,000. It will not delay your case. 2 weeks to come. You still have time to go. Don't worry at all. Once the passport comes, just unlock or ask to unlock. If it is unlocked, then add the passport. There is no problem. It doesn't change because your number is 44,000. So you still have more time. So don't worry. Just wait for 2 weeks. It doesn't affect anything. Hi, sir. Alvin Davin. Any update about the V21 interview in Africa, Liberia? I'm from Liberia and my case number is current. It depends if your case number, how small your case number is. It can be current, even number 35,000 is current. Remember, there are people who were not interviewed in October, November, December, January, February, March. The first 6 months, people were not interviewed. So those people can be interviewed first before you, depending on your case number. On Dieki, you say, I haven't received an email request for the document, case number 47,000. That is a high case number, so still wait. They will ask for when the time comes. Hello, EBM. Thanks for all great work. You said before KCC, send the second notification. You cannot see details. I don't understand. You cannot see details supporting document. KCC request the documents first. After requesting the documents, they complete your case. Then they send the second notification for the interview. That's how the process is. So they don't send it the second notification, because the first notification is you have won the DV lottery. Then they request the document. The second notification letter is the interview letter. I have a chance. I have a chance to ask you the question. Do I have a chance if you are in Armenia, 31,000 number, and your name is David? Yeah, that number will be able to have. You still have a big chance on that number. Priscilla. Hi EBM. After winning the V lottery as a single mom, after getting a green card, can I bring back my child to Ghana to save after 6 months? Yes, you can. And that's I advise people. Make sure that you come with your child. If yes, it is tough, get the actual card. Once you get the actual card, take your child to your country. You can even ask it for the what they call the advanced parole. That means you can go there and stay even for more than a year. You can ask if you fill the documents in advance. Someone can go more than a year so that you can be able to establish yourself. As a single mother, no matter where you are, whether even if you were born and raised in America, it is very, very difficult. So in the past, you are brand new here. You don't have enough money, for instance. Starting life is a very difficult. So it will be better to do that way. Hi EBM, I would like to know my birth certificate arrangement. Isn't it the same on my passport? Will that affect visa denial? The best way, just if you have any question about your name, go to a lawyer, ask your lawyer to write affidavit that these names arrangement are the same, is the same person with these names in the passport. That is the easiest way. Don't take any chance. Go to a lawyer and ask them to do that way. Hello EBM, Annette, thanks for all your explanation you give. Please confirm to me if you can send in supporting document before the second notification letter is sent to request for them. We usually get the conflicting information. Number one is the first notification letter is the notification that you have won the DV lottery. Then KCC at one point, after filling the DSC 260, you are asked to submit the documents. Then after having the documents, then they will send the email of the second notification letter. They don't send the notification letter, go for the interview before requesting the documents. Why is it that? 4 years ago, I think from DV 2018, DV 2018, DV 2019, I think, DV 2018, up to DV 2018, if not mistaken, there was no asking of the documents. It used to be you win, you fill the DSC 260, you get the second notification letter, you go to the visa interview. That's why many people can confuse. This requirement of sending the documents before the interview, before the second getting the information for the interview, is a little bit newer information to many people. So you might read some information, there might be old information that, oh, after applying, they will send they will send you the letter even before asking for the documents. The second of the asking for the documents, I think they started in DV 2019, because 2018 there was no requesting of the documents. It used to be fill the DSC 260, then you are going to send the letter to go for the interview. God is love. Hi, good sir. Good afternoon. I'm the V winner 2020-21. My case number is okay. Is 30,800 something. Already I sent my DSC 260 in March, but I still haven't received the notification in my email. Do you mean the notification that they received your DSC 260? If you check your DSC 260, you cannot be able to edit. They receive it. So even if they don't send anything, if you fill the form and you cannot be able to edit, that means you have already submitted. So even if they don't say yes, you have received, it doesn't mean anything. So just make sure that you check your email frequently. But even if they don't say anything. Can you please tell us about the lawsuit? At the moment, Harry, I'm not so sure what is the current status in terms of when the decision is going to be made. But the arguments are very strong. The same or similar arguments which were used for the lawsuit for the DV 2020, they are the same or similar arguments they're using now. That's number one. But number two is when in the court of law, the decision of the previous case has been done, it is easier to refer. And the judge who might use the same case, they have gone to the same or similar judge. So the decision of the lawsuit will be easier in favor of the DV lottery winners. Hi, my bro. My question is, what if I win DV lottery and I live in South Africa and my wife lives in my country? What should I do? You have two options, but I'll give you what will be the better option for you. Two option is your wife comes to South Africa, do interview with you together, or you go to your own country and do the interview there. You can have the opportunity to you can do the interview in South Africa and your wife can do the interview. Let's say if you are in Algeria, can do interview in Algeria. But that is a big risk. Why am I saying that is a big risk? Is a risk because with this kind of pandemic, to get the chance to be interviewed, sometimes it's very tough. So the easier way, just choose one location where you'll all be there. And the better way will be you to go to interview in your own country. That will be a better option. Unless otherwise you have a sure that your wife can ask a visa to come to you in South Africa and will be able to be given the visa. Or your country, if it doesn't have requirement for the visa to come to South Africa, can go there and do the interview. So the better option, try to do the interview in one location, both of you. How to fill the affidavit of support? There is no requirement of affidavit of support, has been removed. If you go to my YouTube channel, I've already talked about the affidavit of support. Affidavit of support. Let me make the. I've made the video already about the affidavit of support, and I'm going to put the video, the link here on the comments. You can be able to see the video. I've explained there is no affidavit of support, there is no public charge. Luonga Martha, hello EBM, can a green card holder's child become an American citizen and born birth? I don't understand the question. But what I'm trying to understand is, if you are a green card holder, you are here, you are pregnant, and the child is born in America, will the child become an American citizen? The answer is yes. Even if you're an international student, even if you're a visitor, a child born on the American soil is American citizen. Is getting the citizenship by birth. So whether you are, even if you are illegal, you are here in America, you'll be given green card. I mean, you'll be American citizen. Gabriel say, I'm not married legally, but I have a child and a girlfriend. After winning the green card, then married legally before filling the DSCC, can I include my child when filling? Yes. The child is your child is biological. As long as you can prove that is your child, even if you don't get married to that person, you are allowed to put the child in the DSC 260. As long as when you applied for the DV lottery, you said you have a child. If you didn't say you have a child, you apply now, you win, you fill that child, you are going to be denied the visa. Instruction number 15 of the DV lottery instructions. If you put your child, you said you don't have a child, and the child was born alive that time, and now you say you have a child, they will deny you the visa. When can embassy in Ghana will start scheduling the interviews? First of all, the interviews are not scheduled by the embassies. I've been talking over and over. Ghana embassy doesn't schedule the interviews. Interviews are scheduled by KCC. Interviews, they say KCC is sending you a letter. A copy of that same letter is going to the embassy. And interviews are scheduled based on the case number. So if in Ghana, for instance, the first person with the lowest case number is 5,000, obviously there is no person who will be interviewed maybe in April, because there is no one with lower case number. So the case number is the one determining, but the embassies don't schedule the interview. But when will that will begin interviewing in general is opening? It depends on the local status of the COVID and the local status of the COVID, but also it depends on other reasons. Good evening, Mr. Good evening from Ghana. Do you know how many applicants applied for the DV 2022 and how many chances of winning? Number one, I do not know, because on the day the results are out on Saturday, May 8th, that is the day they will tell us how many people applied and how many people were selected. For instance, how many people applied the V 2021 was almost 6.8 million people. How many people were selected were 133,000 winners. How many chances? Each person has equal chance of winning. So it depends. They depend on, because you can win and your case number is Africa 110,000. Obviously, it's very difficult to be to get the interview. The Salambas were asking, what is the cost of shaving? The cost of shaving minimum is $15 going ahead. And the shaving here is not fancy like in Africa, where someone will stay in your head, do this way for like 45 minutes, and you pay $2-3. No. Here is just boom, 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 boom. 5 minutes, 3 minutes, done. After being done, you pay the money and you pay the tip on top of that. So if you get like $10, that is a special deal. That is the basic. So for instance, myself right now, because I'm just cutting all the hair like this way, I do on myself. So I bought something, I cut my own. I used to go to the barber shop where they used to do that. Then I bought the machine. My nephew started to help me to cut my hair. Later, he traveled to Tanzania. Then I had to learn myself. I have to be cutting because it was pandemic. So, but it's expensive. It's very expensive. You cannot be able to do haircut every week like how you do in Africa or Asia. That means if you want to do that, you have to put a budget of almost like $80 to $100 in a month. Frankie, greetings. I'm Frankie, live in Dubai. This question about the DV lottery results. If it happens that you succeed, that is you are selected, how long and what are the procedure to get there in America? So I've already answered this question, and I have the videos. I can just quickly post the videos here. What are these videos talking about? There is a video which I created. First of all, what do you need to do after winning the DV lottery results? What happens? When you win, the first step, you have to make sure that you have the passport, which is valid if you are married, and if you have kids, all of them, they need to have passport. You have to go and fill the DS-260. Once you fill the DS-260, but remember, filling the DS-260, you must have the host in America. So that video, I explained what happens after winning the DV lottery. The steps, so there is a link I just posted there on the comment. And also, what documents do you need to start preparing just in case? What are the, just in case, what are the documents you need to create? So the procedure is to fill the DS-260, but you must have the address in US. That's number one. But two, obviously, you have to fill the DS-260 and just make sure that you have the documents. Once the time they request the documents, you are good to go. Hello, sir, my brother won the DV 2020 April. Still, he say, what's wrong? Okay, I want to make sure that you understand. Are you meaning DV 2020, or you mean the results which happened in 2020 in June for DV 2021? Because if he won DV 2020, he won DV in 2020, but cannot be in April. That's the question. So the DV lottery results for last year came out in June. They're supposed to come in May. They were postponed to June. So did he win the results happen in June? I don't understand. So can you clarify that one? Lasana Kaba, job experience. Hello, sir. I'm a website developer. I learned from university where I'm currently studying, and I take some online courses on Udemy based on web development. Can I say it is a job experience? If you are a university student, even if you don't have work experience, there is no problem. Taking a course online on Udemy, that is not job experience. That is still education, is it training? Yes, you can use it as education, but it's not a work experience. It's just education. You qualify either for education or work experience or both. Because you're a university student, even if you don't have work experience, you are good to go. Hamax, Your question is, hi EBM, after I applied for the DV 2022, I got notice that I should check on my results on May 8, 2021, and on September 30th, that way. Does it mean that there will be 2 times to check the results? No. You can check the results because after September 30th, no one can be able to check the DV lottery results for DV 2022. Just like someone who applied for the DV 2021, in September this year, September 30th, they cannot be able to check the results. The point is they tell you that is the end of the fiscal year. You are allowed after that time, you cannot be able to check. I made a video yesterday. The video says, how many times can you check your DV lottery results? And is there any second selection? I made that video. There is no second selection. You can check results as many times as you can, but results don't change. Chusok, my brother, when he applied, the application did not include his son. Then he was selected. He included his son. How many percentage he will get green card? 0. He will not be able to be given a green card. If go and read it, tell your brother, go and read instruction number 15. Just go to the Google section, you type the V lottery instructions, the V2022 or the V2021 instruction. Instruction number 15 says, if failure to list your child during the application and you bring your child in DSC 260, you will be denied the visa. So the only other way, you have to deny I don't have a child and your child doesn't come if you want to come to America. But if you say you want to come to America, you put your child there, that is a very easy denial for your green card. You don't get a green card for that. Emmanuel will say, happy to see you today. Please, my question is, does the format of the mailing address matter in the selection process? No. Mailing address doesn't matter at all. Email address doesn't matter at all. What matters is you are coming from a country which is eligible to apply. That's all. You have the photo which is required. That's all. It meets a requirement. Selection is different from giving someone a visa. But the mailing address, if you put the American address, you put the China address, doesn't matter. Frank will say, I've seen you teaching on the DV lottery a lot, and I love it so much because it's my point of interest. Thank you so much, Frank. I have 15 minutes to finish because I'm in the lunch break, so I have to go back to work. So I'm going quicker to respond to the question. Kevin was saying, hi, EBM. I would like to know if my name arrangement on my birth certificate isn't the same the past because of visa denial. For instance, my name on the birth certificate is Kevin K. Bazu. On passport is Bazu K. Kevin. Is the correct name. On the passport, they start with the last name. Then, no, that is a different arrangement. Because it's supposed, yes, it's supposed to be Bayu Kevin K. Yeah. It's supposed to be last name, first and middle. So how it looks on the passport, it looks like your first name is K, and the middle name is Kevin, and last name is Bayo. So the easy way, just go to the attorney and have the affidavit, the legal document to say that Kevin K. Baju is the same as Baju K. Kevin as written in their passport, regardless of the arrangement. Lord Upper. Hello, EBM. Please, after winning the DV lottery, can I be denied visa if I'm still in the university in Africa and about completing a few months later? No, you cannot be denied because of that, because you're above high school education after all. No. They don't care whether you just started at the university or not. Mariette say, what is the meaning of national exemption interest? Who asked for this, KCC or the embassy? Embassy is the one asking for that. Forget about this. For the lottery, this national exemption interest doesn't affect you at all. This we are talking about is the special exemption you get. Let's say you are coming from a certain country and there are certain restrictions and you are supposed to be given the waiver on that kind of thing. So it doesn't affect for the DV lottery winner if you're the DV lottery winner. Harrison Francis, hi sir, can I submit my supporting documents with a passport valid for 3 months? Yes, but also you need to get a new passport because you will never be given the visa with a passport less than 6 months to expire. Okay, someone is calling me. I'll hang up, then I'll call him again. Okay. Let me go to another question from Koreake Godfrey Prempre. Hello, Mr. EBM. Please, is it advisable to get married after the results are being released, even though you have supporting documents? It doesn't matter whether you get married before or after, as long as you can prove that. Because even if you get married after even before the results, you have to prove that is your spouse. So if you get married after the results, yes, there will be more suspicious. This is really your wife, or you just got married because you have won the DV lottery and you are trying to help someone out? So you need to have the evidence. Okay, this was the engagement photos. These are the photos for the wedding. This is the marriage certificate. We live together. This is the address. You need to have the evidence to prove that that is your wife, regardless of what. Yeah, it's supposed to be a bona fide marriage. Abdurrahman, my passport written. I've already answered that question. Why are you asking over and over? Please, let's not trying to go that way. Harrison, what are the supporting documents we have to send to Kentucky? KCC. KCC, they want birth certificate. They want a passport, just a copy of passport. They want police clearance record. If you have been to prison record. If you have served in the military record. If you are married, the spouse, the marriage certificate, and also the information, the same information, birth certificate, police clearance, everything for your spouse. And if you have children, the same information. But the children above 16 are the only one who will be allowed to submit the police. But the birth certificate, passport, it will be for all dependents also to get that one. One locks. I just joined right now. It works if you are in Europe and it needs resident permit watching from Spain. You mean that when you go to the visa interview, they don't ask for the resident permit of Spain. They deal for you to come to America. That's what they need. And the work experience, depending whatever. Mahmoud, so do you think it is over for the DV 2021? No, it's not over. Because it's until September plus, end of September, plus there is a court case. Vedaste, hi sir, I'm Vedaste in Rwanda. My question is, during application 2022, I had no passport, but now I have it. If I win the DV lottery, what are the chances to get the visa? Go and watch my video, explain why you will be denied the visa. Number one, if you don't have the passport, how did you apply? The reason they say if you don't have the passport, you apply without your passport if you are a stateless, or if you are coming from a communist country, or if you have the letter from the Secretary of State. Do you have any of those reasons? If no, you don't meet the qualification to get the visa. I have almost like 8 minutes left. Wednesday, I have a question about F2A. Are you accepting question about the DV lottery only? No, any question which I am able to answer, I'll be able to answer. Those, if I do not know, I'll tell you I do not know. If I'm not so sure, I'll tell you I'm not so sure, because I'm not a professional immigration lawyer, but I know a lot of things. So you can ask any question. I'll be able to try to respond to that kind of question. So if you have any question, you can ask. I know you want to know about the family preference visas. I will be able to ask. You can ask which I change, the passport name or the certificate name. It is whatever it is. The point is the name of the passport, the birth certificate must be the same. You can change the name from the school, or go to a lawyer, tell the lawyer to write the names of this misspelling is the same person. I'm the same person, but there is misspelling. It doesn't matter as long as all the names must match, or you have to go to a lawyer and the lawyer will write, even if there is misspelling, this is the legit person, is the same person. Hi, brother. I live in South Africa. I've already answered that question. Please, if I answer your question, let's respect the time. Don't send the question for the second time. Raju, hi, sir. My documents, all my passport, perfect, but my education, 10th grade only. I'm very poor man, 45 age, but sir, my big problem, I'm in a labor job for the US. Raju, the best way will be applying for the DV lottery. If you win, yes. But in a normal way, you cannot just get a work visa, and especially plus education, work experience, to get it from overseas. That's why they look like engineering, people with high education to get those kind of H1 visa. So that is what I can advise you. In October, if you haven't applied for the DV lottery, you have to apply. Thank you so much, Natasha. How are you? Hello, EBM. I hope you are doing well. My question is, do I need the police clearance record, police certificate translated into English? My country police certificate is in Somali language. Yes. All documents sent to KCC, all documents, you are going with them at the US Embassy, you have to have the original language, if they're in Somali, in Arabic, in French, and translated in English. Natasha, I do not know when we'll start doing the interview. I was married, Rosalind. I was married, but we got separated. We didn't have the marriage certificate. How different will my process be if I have to get the US visa? That means you don't have the marriage certificate. According to the US law, you are not married. You are married as long as you have a marriage certificate. That's according to the US law. So if you don't have the if you don't have the marriage certificate, basically you are not married. You are single, whatever it is. According to the, when you go to the US Embassy, because even if they go to the government to look for the documents, you are not married. According to the US, even if you live with your woman for 50 years, if you don't have the marriage certificate, marriage license from the government, you are just boyfriend and girlfriend. Harry, is there, if they receive your requested document, how long can they take before they call or they make the interview? It depends, again, the case number. If your case is time to be scheduled for the interview, I cannot tell you to be after 2 weeks or something like that. How, what did you say? How I can rename the police clearance if I have 2 police clearance record to send to KCC? You can say police clearance. What? It depends. If the 2, like you mean like your name and your spouse, police clearance Ernest Makulilo, police clearance Marie Makulilo. You put the name of the person who is, or if it's the same, police clearance 1, police clearance Ernest Makulilo 1, police clearance Ernest Makulilo 2. Same like that. I give step to apply, but it asks me payment for application. I don't understand your question. If you're talking about the DV lottery, there is no application when you apply. There is no fee. You pay when you go to the interview. Another question is, my passport is Djibouti, but my certificate high school is in Ethiopia. So different name passport. One is written in French, another one in English. There is no problem. Why don't you understand? Just go to a lawyer, ask the lawyer to say these are 2, is the same person with 2 different names. I'm not going to answer any question about your name. I'm telling you, the name Barak and the name Baraka, one can be Swahili, one can be English, but those are 2 different names. Go to a lawyer, say Barak and Baraka is the same person. Does that make sense? I don't know what, any person try to let me understand. Is the same thing. Please, I have to end now because I'm getting ready to go to a meeting. Alfred, when I do win, do I need to locate to Liberia after winner of the DV lottery when you live in Germany? No, you can process your visa in Germany. There is no problem. You can choose the location of the interview. Is the green card through DV lottery process, through adjustment of status first after filling the I? How does long take? First of all, if the adjustment of status, if you are in the United States, and the process will be more similar. because you have to wait your case to be at a certain point, then you have to fill, it has to be current, then you have to fill the form adjustment of status I-485. Hi EBM, when I write GRE, will I be able to use it to apply for school when I come to the United States? Yes. The GRE expires after 5 years, so you can be able to use while you are here, because that one, even Americans must take the GRE in order to do that. If KCC requests documents from you, how long are they expecting from you? It's just up to you. The more you delay, the more it takes longer for them to reschedule for the interview. If you are the winner, make sure you have all those documents ready. If they request it today, you send them tomorrow. Is it right that the foreigners in India have more probability to win the DV lottery? No. Do you mean when or to win the DV lottery? First of all, India is not among the countries which is eligible for DV lottery. So it's not true at all. Each person has the equal chance. Nabuma, hello EBM, thank you so much. How are you? Can asylum seeker play DV lottery who case numbers haven't been answered yet? Yes. Asylum seeker can play for green card lottery, and if they win, they can process it with the green card lottery and stop the asylum process. The last question, then I'm done. Hi EBM, when your visa has been approved, can the principal applicant travel, leaving the dependents behind to join him before their visa expires, or they have to travel together at the same time? You can travel yourself and they can come as long as before their visa expires, before the 6 months. They can do that. Is allowed to do that. But if it expires before they come, game over. They don't have the green card, and they will not be given the green card just because it has expired. So let me end up here now. I have 3 minutes to get ready to move to another meeting for the work. Sorry for those few questions which I've not been able to answer them. I really appreciate everyone, and I will be live again tomorrow at almost the same time. We'll be able to do that. Thank you so much, everyone. And Nan will say it's been long since I found you streaming. I appreciate from your work, Mwalim. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So let me end up here because now it is 12:54 and I have 2 minutes to just drink something and jump into the other meeting at 1. Thank you and goodbye.